Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 2021, our driver career mode. My name's Chris. We're following the career of Damian Power at McLaren. It's our first season. Last race we were at Bahrain. We came P4, very good for our first drive. Our teammate came in P5, so looking pretty good going into Baku for round 2.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Let's have a little look at practice and see how we go on. Here we are then, on a pretty good lap. We're actually doing the tyre management, is it? No, we're doing race strategy program here. And in the green so far, setting some pretty good laps. Pretty happy on the mediums. So, yeah, not going bad until we hit the wall in the castle section. And yeah, it's over. So that's all that's interesting that happened in practice. We set some pretty good laps. So let's go qualifying. Here we are then. It's raining. Not ideal for us. It's not our strong weather. I mean, I don't think it's anybody's strong weather, but we are particularly bad in the rain. So let's see what we can do. This is our first hot lap on the Inters.
We've only got 2
Little
laps
moment.
of fuel left.
So we pick it up later on, and we're coming up for a pretty good lap actually. Currently P18 because we haven't set a time yet. However, P4, and that takes us into Q2. So we'll take that. Into Q2 we come then. You join us at the end of a, well, quite a lap. You can see we go fastest through sector 2 on this one. On the softs because it's dry now, which is perfect for us. You can also see we've got a little bit of engine wear, which is not ideal. Fingers crossed that doesn't affect us too much into the race. But here we come then, up to the start-finish line. What are we going to do? Pole position. And that's where we stay. Off the back of an amazing second qualifying then, we're out in Q3 for another flying lap. And we come here then to the start finish line. We're in P3. We're going to go again. So let's see if we can do better. Currently we've got Bottas in P1, Hamilton in 2nd, Verstappen in 4th, and Perez in 5th. And we're sat in 3rd at the moment. So maybe, just maybe, we can better that. Let's see. Half a second up so far. Fastest through sector 1. It's looking good. Over a second up now. This is looking really good for us. As we come to the end of sector 2 then, will we get a purple sector 2 as well? Yes, we do. We just got to finish it up now. And this could potentially be a pole position for us, which will be our first of our career. Still over a second up. It's looking good. As we come to the start-finish line then, for a pole position, our first ever.
That was the fastest lap.
Our first ever pole position as we go into the second race of the season.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Power, Bottas and Sergio Perez. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Your teammate seems to be having a hard time pushing past the competition this season, don't they?
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Appreciate your time.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A fourth-row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. It's 3.7 miles around a lap of Baku City Circuit then, with 7 rights and 13 lefts, giving us a total of 20 corners. Watch out for the safety car today. Incidents are already common on this circuit, and the wet conditions will only make things worse, particularly through the incredibly narrow turn 8. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Power lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel, Tsunoda, Bottas. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Lance Stroll and Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Alright then, so we're on pole position for the first time ever, but it's raining, so this is going to be tricky. We've got Sergio Perez lining up next to us and our teammate right behind in P3. So let's get this race underway then, as we wait for the 5 red lights. And away we go. Sergio Perez already approaching as he makes the move straight away, gets a much better start than us, and our teammate comes around the outside, but we make it stick into P2. A spicy start then. So up the inside of Sergio Perez, and we've made contact and we've spun him round. Not ideal. We get a warning for it, but I mean,
Okay, watch your pace. We've been informed that the safety car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stopped vehicles on the track.
he came off a lot worse than we did as the safety car gets deployed, and you join us at the end of the safety car then as we restart the race up to turn 1, braking super late, and we just don't get it done at all, and we run completely off the track. And this is bad. This is bad. We're all the way back to the back of the grid. Oh dear. Not good at all then. We've got some work to do. We started on pole. We're now last. Couple laps later then, after our terrible restart after the safety car, and we're chasing after Latifi as we try to go around the outside. Almost make contact there again. Super wide. Not great. And obviously you lose a lot of time. Here we come then. A little later in the lap 5 we're currently on, and we're chasing after Latifi again after having made up the deficit. Can we get it done down this straight? It looks like we might. We're super close. We get a nice slipstream, and we're going to go for it. We're going to go round the outside then. Nice and easy. Up into 19th. Didn't think I'd be saying that today after the pole position, but here we are. Into lap 6 then, into turn 1. We make it round this time, which is helpful. So we're on our way after Russell now. Chasing after George Russell then. As we approach the castle section, and we're going for a big dive there. Super aggressive when we make contact with him. But we get the move done. A little dirty, but we take it. Through castle. Raikkonen up next. Mazepin after that. So let's see what we can do for the rest of this race. Oh, big moment. Big moment there. And Russell's right in our gearbox. So you join me on lap 9.
We're trailing our teammate by 33.7 seconds.
The conditions are crap, let's be honest. And we're chasing after Raikkonen, who's battling Mazepin at the moment. So this is going to work in our favour. And Mazepin falls behind Raikkonen. So that means we're now after Mazepin. So let's see what we can do here then. And we've got a good... Well, we know we've got good pace compared to the Haas. So let's see what we can do to get past him. As we go for it. And we make contact! Naughty. I guess he just didn't see us there. Let's have another look at that then. We're super close here. And we go for it down the inside. And he just doesn't see us. He's about to do the same. He just doesn't see us. And then he does at the very last second. And we just smack wheels there. But, you know, is what it is. So here we are then. Final lap of the race. Unfortunately, we didn't quite manage to make our way back to the top. But our teammate Lando winning the race then. Let's have a look at that. Carrying the team today as he crosses the line in first position. Perez in second and Max Verstappen in third. So that'll bring Red Bull a bit further up in the championship. And we've got just behind us Nikita Mazepin challenging on the final lap. Not going to get close enough though, I don't think. As we approach the final few corners of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's not been a great one for us. We qualified amazingly well and just threw it all away in the early stages after that safety car restart. But what are you going to do? This is how it goes sometimes. We just have to get on with it. Hopefully in Canada at the next race we will have a bit of a better time. So here we are then. Across the line, checkered flag.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Not great, but you can't win them all. So fingers crossed then that Canada will be better. Valtteri Bottas getting driver of the day. I'm not sure why, but guess we'll find out.
It was a tough race at times, but they've held on to take a great victory for McLaren today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm really happy to see them there on the top step of the podium. Lando Norris takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Valtteri Bottas, a commanding performance that I think had the audience's eyes glued to him for the majority of the race.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Lando at the top of the Drivers' Championship then, actually tied for points with Bottas. Didn't expect that, but here we are. Our goal in this season really is to be challenging Norris. But he's way ahead of us at the moment, but we can bring it back. It's early days, but McLaren, our team then, second in the Constructors.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Not sure about that.
How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today? Your teammate took the #1 spot. Does that make you happy or jealous? How do you feel seeing your teammate up on the podium? You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day?
Yeah, but
Appreciate your time.
yeah. The less said about that, the better, I think. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Season 1 of our driver career. Race 2, and it did not go our way. So let's hope for a better race in Canada next week. We're going to do what we can to claw back some points and get ourselves back into the running for this championship. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel and leave us a comment. And I will see you next time for the Canadian Grand Prix.